Good morning, guys. It is time for me to re-up on my chia seed pudding. So I thought I would show you guys how I make it. I've done this video before, I think, and I have a whole blog post about my daily chia seed pudding bowl, but I figured we could go over it one more time. So it's very simple. All you need is chia seeds and milk. I feel like I've gotten a couple people saying that they can't get the texture right. So I do a 1/4 cup chia seeds, 1 cup of milk, and I think it's perfect. But, you know, if it's too liquidy, add a little less milk. If it's too thick, add a little more milk, you know, whatever you want. Now, I will say that maybe the consistency isn't coming out right because of how you're like mixing it, like setting it up. So I'll take you through how I do that to get like the best even consistency pudding. I love when I'm home because my mom has this like little cute 1/4 cup liquid measuring cup. I think it's fine to do liquid or dry for either, you know, doesn't really bother me, especially for this because it's not like it's baking or something. Okay, so that's about a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. And then we just do 4 more of these of the milk. And I do whole milk. I think that the whole milk adds a nice like rich creaminess flavor. It also, of course, adds protein, but sometimes I would have to do this with skim milk at my parents' house because that's what they usually buy. But then it just really becomes like watery chia pudding. So I do recommend a higher fat milk. And then I do this mixture for 2 days. So this will last me 2 days. There's 2 servings in here. If you want to do a single serving, it's just 2 tablespoons and then 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, so you'll do an initial mix. Okay, then here is what I think is pretty key. So once you do your initial mix, let it sit for like a couple minutes. Give it another mix before you put it in the fridge to fully set, because if you don't mix it a little bit before you put it in the fridge, it'll like set with all the chia seeds on the bottom. You can kind of even see it right now, and these will kind of congeal, but the rest will stay liquid, and then it won't be like an even good pudding mixture. This is what it's looking like now. I've mixed it like a couple of times, and I don't know if you can tell from me mixing, but things are a little like congealed already. But if you give it a good mix, it'll just like sit more evenly in the fridge, like I said. So I think it's good enough to go now. But, you know, if you really wanted to check on it, you could check it in like 30 minutes or so, give it another mix, and then you should have an evenly formed, delicious chia pudding. Now, I also will say about this chia recipe, this chia pudding recipe, it's like not delicious on its own. It's just milk and chia seeds. So it gets really delicious when you add the topping. So in the morning, I do Greek yogurt, I do berries, I do banana, I do tons of peanut butter, chocolate chips, and honey, and that's where it becomes a delicious bowl. It's not gonna be that great on its own because it's like not sweet, there's no flavor, you know? But that's how I make my chia pudding.